Hello Freedom Builders and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I know it seems a bit like I am spamming you with new videos here, but I do have so many ideas for new content, so I'm pretty much making a new video almost every day or every second day right now. I hope that is okay. Today we're going to look at the platform that I usually use, Stockopedia. That is one of my favorite tools, and if you haven't seen it, I have a couple of videos about the Stockopedia as well on the channel, but this one will be a bit more in depth because I often get the question, how do I find the best stocks to buy, or how do I get new stock ideas and so on. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks today as to how I do it. So during the video, I might be finding some completely new stocks that I haven't even looked at before. And you will be the first to know, and you can get some inspiration where you can research further on. First of all, I'm also a technical analyst, meaning that I also get my ideas from my technical analysis, finding stocks in good uptrends. But you can also go the other way around, because you can start with the charts and then take a look at the good stocks you find and see if their fundamentals are okay. But you can also do the opposite. You can start with the fundamentals and say, hey, I want stocks that are very good, solid stocks, or that meet some specific criteria. And then afterwards, you can take a look at the technicals. So today, we're going to try and take that approach. And as you can see, Stockopedia here is the platform we use. And I have put a link to that below the video, so you can go in there. There is a couple of weeks free trial, I think, and also if you use the link down below, I have negotiated a 25% discount on the price, so you can grab that if you want to. Anyway, let's have a look at it. This is the front page on Stockopedia, and I know it might not seem so sexy and salesy, but that is not the point of the front page here. And if we're looking at today at getting new ideas, we can just start here and see, well, we are always getting the newest updates over here. Maybe we are getting a small cap value report if you want to invest in small caps. There might be single companies. It could be here Trading the Trend, Reach PLC. And here's a company that Michael Taylor has analyzed, and we can see what he thinks of it, the background, if the business is stable and so on, if it is a value trap and so on. And we can go in here and see the basics about it. So just over here, we see some good ideas. There are the popular blocks. I'll get back to them later. Here we can see the overall market, how it is doing. And if you have been following the market, even though there is coronavirus and all that stuff, there is a lot of advances. We can see a lot of stocks above the 200 moving average, so that seems okay. There is some basic news, and then down here we actually start finding somewhere where we can find some good investment ideas, because down here we can see the stock rank movers. And if you have seen my other videos about Stockopedia, you know that they have this proprietary stock rank score. And let's just see here, see all new plus 90 plus scores. So this is a score where they are taking the value score and the quality score and the momentum score and putting it into one stock rank. And it goes from 1 to 99. And if it is above 70, I like it. And 90, that is really hot. So here we can see that the stock rank previous day and the stock rank today. And we can see which one are really moving. We can see here that the stock rank of the ADM, Archer Daniels Midland here, is really, really moving. It turned from 56 to 90 in one day. So we can go in here and we can have a quick glance just to see if there's something we like here. Or we can just push it here. Let's see if it comes up. It is... might be working a bit slow right now, but as you can see, quality 52, value 80, momentum 84, and we can go through the numbers and see PE ratio, PEG ratio is fairly okay, dividend yield a very nice price to book value, price to sale way below 1 that I like to see. What about the EPS? That is going up slightly. Well, they have negative cash flow, and that is one of the things I don't like about a company. So this would probably not be something I would be interested in. But if you are a dividend investor, they're growing the dividends, and it is fairly covered. So this might be an interesting stock to you. And this was just from looking at, if we go back here, looking at all the new stocks that have that went above 90 here in the stock rank. Right now I'm taking all my regions, but of course you can just say, hey, I only want the United States, and then it only looks at, hopefully, yeah, the United States, if that is the market you would like to see. So you might be interested in stocks that jumps a lot, like from 74 to 90. You can look at Hess Midstreams, not a company I actually know, but we can see it is balanced, mid-cap and neutral. So that might be something that we wanted to investigate further. Okay, so this is just one of the ways, and that's just from the front page here, where we get the new upcoming with high stock ranks. We can also see, this is the 90 plus stocks rank. We can also see all the super stocks. They have a special definition of a super stock. They have the high flyers, the contrarians, and the turnaround. So no matter what kind of investor you are, let's see here the turnarounds. If you want to be someone finding turnaround opportunities, then this might be it. I'm not even sure how they define turnaround actually, but we might be able to find that here. That is an intuitive classification system based on the stock's exposure to the quality, value, and momentum ranks, so on, so on. All right, so they have some further explanations down here. I'm not too much into turnaround stocks myself, but this could be something for you. And I would say there's pretty much something for every investor style here. But there's even more. Let's go into browse out here and have a look. I think I mentioned this last time I made a little video about Stockopedia. But first of all, there's the Stockopedia's own screens. And they have, as you know, the quality rank, the value rank, and the momentum rank, and then the overall stock ranks. And here, if we start with the overall stock ranks, we can see that they have made a scan, stock ranks above 90, above 10 million pounds in market cap, and then sorting from the pure stock rank here. So just from this, we can see that we might be interested, let's say at the Perion. Well, I actually usually say this one goes to 99, but it do go to 100 apparently. I weren't even aware of that. But let's just have a look at Perion here. And let's see, wow, quality 96, value 96, momentum 99. That is quite amazing. It is tech, it is what they call adventurous, it is a small cap, and it is a super stock. Okay, let's have a look at it. PE ratio fair, PEG ratio 0.4, I like below 2, so that is great. Earnings per share growth, 12-month forecasting, almost 45%. Price to book value is great. Price to sale is below 1, as I like it to see. EV to EBITDA is great, both compared to the industry and the overall market. They have some nice returns down here. Okay, well, earnings per share normalized is dropping a bit, but as you can see, it is estimated to drop a lot in the 19 numbers, but then grow again in 2020. I don't know this company, but just from the looks of this, I do not like dropping earnings per share, I must admit. But it do have a Petrosky score at 7. Cash flow is dropping a bit. Okay, net debt. They have negative net debt, that is okay. So actually, just from this scan, just from trying to figure out which stocks here are ranked high, we already have one here, Perion. If you like the small cap stocks, this might actually be quite a good stock that we can dive further into and look at with some of the other tools we have. But you can take them one by one, or you can say, I'm not too keen on this overall stock rank. I only want, and you can see down here the last 5 years return if you have picked all the stocks here. You might be saying, I want value and momentum. So you both want cheap stocks, but you also want the stocks that are moving in both price and earnings. And if you take a look at this, you can see that we have again VM, value and momentum rank above 90, market cap above 10 million, and then sorting. Oh, period, of course, turns out here again. We could also have a look at, right now it is, I'm just saying all my regions here. Let's have a look at it. All right, so here we get some Norwegian, Skue Sparebank. It's a small financial institution. We have the Pyrian, we have something from Greece and from Germany. Whoever calls a company Münchener Rückversicherungsgesellschaft AG in München. What kind of name is that? All right, but anyway, it is fairly high here. So if you would like a very high scoring company on the value and momentum, and you do want a company that no one can pronounce, then this one might be it. It is not the best of quality, so the earnings are not fantastic, but the value and the momentum is great. So that is something you can get from these screens. Let's just go back to the screens here. And as you can see, there are all sorts of top quality, top value, and so on. You can find pretty much anything that suits your specific investment styles. Here, the screen of screens is where they are taking, the screen of screen is a blended investment approach where it has to be a buy in at least 4 different guru screens. And let's just return to the guru screens, but they are something defined by different high profile investment gurus, and that here we want stocks that are a buy with a lot of different gurus. So there are some companies down here. Let's just go back to the browse button here, because we have the guru screens down here. And if you have read some different investment books, then you might know some of these names. There's The Tiny Titans by James O'Shaughnessy, as you can see here. He actually wrote the book What Works on Wall Street, which is one of my, or at least he's profiled in that book. I don't recall if he wrote it. I think he wrote that book. At least What Works on Wall Street, I would recommend that one. That is a very good read. But in here he is looking at small cap momentum investing, meaning that he's looking at small cap, he's looking at price to sale ratio and 1 year relative strength. So it has to be fairly cheap on the price to sale ratio and has to do better than the overall market. And in here we can see, just for the fun of it, the last 3 years, how has that performed on different markets? What about the last 2 years? Okay, well, in most of the markets where I am at, this has been doing quite well. You can see in Europe it would have made over the last year almost 60%, which is quite great. But in here you can see all of the companies, and I would not recommend you just picking the top 10 here or something like that. I would recommend that you do some further research. But again, this is about how to get the good investment ideas. Also here you can see the CanSlim. William O'Neill. Some of you might have read the books here about from William O'Neill. That is some very good reads. He's combining some good growth in earnings per share. As you can see down here, that should be growing, and the stock should be doing well on a relative strength. So it should go quicker up in price than the rest of the market and so on. And you can see, let's just see for the last 5 years here, has been doing very well in Europe, UK and United States. The last 3 years, very good as well. So basically, just picking stocks from this William O'Neill list should give you a fairly good chance of picking good winners. And again, then you can dive into them. Very good. So here there is a lot of different, the Naked Trader, the Petrosky F-score, which is also, Petrosky F-score is one of my favorite quick scans, you could say, to see if a stock is good. I will make a video about it in a short while. But if you look at here, we're looking at Petrosky score above 7, meaning very good companies, and a price to book of at least above 80. So that is the ranking. They should be above 80 on the price to book value. And you can see here that Europe and United Kingdom looks good. United States not as good. These are giving a lot of minuses, and that can give you some idea as to if this is a good strategy to use in your area of the world. So if you're sitting in Australia, well, then this might not be the right strategy, because there are different dynamics in different areas of the world. Whereas in Europe and UK, this seems to be quite a good winner over the years. You can see here over 2 years, over 3 years, over 5 years. So in Europe and in the United Kingdom specifically, this one is actually making a lot of money. So that is the two different screens here, or the under the browse. There is Stockopedia's own screens, and there is the Guru screens that have quite a lot of different screens here. The Greenblatt's magic formula has been talked a lot about, but I must admit that that one has lost a bit of its magic in the later years. It has not been performing too well, so I wouldn't personally go for that one. Then there is actually even another way of finding good candidates, because this is if you're not too much into the market and you don't know exactly what you would want to scan for yourself. But if you do have an idea of what to scan for, they have the screens here. And you can build your own screens. I have built a couple of screens here. For instance, let's just have a look at this first one. You can see here, this is for the United States. I do want companies in the screen that has increased their dividends per share more than 9 times or above over the last 10 years. I do want 5 years of consecutive earnings per share growth, the last 5 years, or 5 years or more. And in here I can see, wow, there are a lot of companies meeting my criteria here. So I might add the stock rank. You can see I unchecked that, but I just checked that one out here. And now I have 27 results from the US market. So that pretty much shaves it down from maybe 8,000 different companies in the United States down to 27 that meets these exact criteria. It might not be profitable, but let's just say that this is a criteria you want. Well, then we have the United Health here. That is a good earnings per share grower. Let's just have a look at that one. Oh, sorry, we'll just save it here. Yes, and we will look at United Health. We can see that it is scoring fairly good on quality and momentum, not so much on value. And we can take a look at it and seeing that it might be fulfilling our want here. You can see the earnings per share is growing very nicely, growing free cash flow. Oh, it is a while since I've looked at this one. You can see the dividend here with a very good dividend cover. Wow, I might take a look at that one in the near future. They're growing their debt though, but let's see, it seems like at least they can cover pretty much their interest 11.5 times, so that seems good. Okay, so United Health here is actually one that I might want to put on my list, because it is balanced, it is large cap, and it is neutral. So that is actually something I might want to go with. I have other screens as well here. I have dividend and earnings per share in the Scandinavian markets, as you can see here, Novo Nordisk, Coloplast, DSV, and so on. Some Swedish, Finnish, no Norwegian has come in here, I can see. I have tried with a value screen, where some different stocks come up. You can see here I'm looking at good stock ranks and quality rank and momentum ranks, but I'm also looking at a good price to sale ratio and a low PEG ratio and so on, a good price to free cash flow and good interest coverage. So that gives me some very solid companies here. You might remember the stock of the week, was it last week or the week before? That was actually Hewlett-Packard, the HPQ here, which is showing some very good numbers as well. So you can build your scans pretty much any way you want here. It is a very versatile tool, this one. And yeah, I cannot recommend it enough. I have very, very few tools that I use every single day that is just open in my tabs all day long. And Stockopedia is one of them. Every time I see some sort of news flash, breaking news about a company, and it is a company that I'm not so familiar with, that I have all the numbers in the head, then I simply just put it in here. It could be that today the Danish beer company Carlsberg was coming out with numbers, and I'll just find Carlsberg here and have a quick glance and see, oh, fairly stable company. I'm glad I have that one in my portfolio right now. PEG ratio fairly low, okay dividend yield, so on. And you can go through it and see, is there something I have missed here? So right now, Carlsberg is in my portfolio and they're going up nicely today. But every time I see a stock that I'm not too familiar with, I just run it in this Stockopedia database. You can find this sort of tool other places, and some of them have some of the features for free, but I must admit that since I started using this one, what is that, 6 or 8 months ago, I have completely fallen in love with it. I use it for everything. So I have this one, I have TradingView for my charts, and a couple of more tools that I use a bit less frequently, but the Stockopedia and TradingView are absolutely they are tools I have open all the time, all day long. So I'm putting a link to them below so you can check them out for yourself. And I hope this gave you some inspiration as to how to find good stocks from these different criteria. If you have questions for the tools, if you've just started using it, or you're a bit doubtful if this will fill your needs, just give me a message right in the comment section below the video, or find me on Facebook at Building Freedom, or one of the other Facebook groups I have, and you can write me in there. I'll do my best to answer you as quickly as possible. If you haven't done already, remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the like and bell notification, all that down there, and I am looking forward to talking to you again soon. I'll be back in a day or two, so you can look forward to some good solid content here from Building Freedom. Thanks for now. Take care of your money out there. Bye.